Professor Rao is an eminent scholar and is known for his scholarship not only in North America but also in various parts of the world. His PhD finance from the University of Cincinnati, Association of Professionals in Business Management, and his BCom from the University of Madras. He has several feeders in his care, but he has been consistently rated as excellent in student evaluations in both graduate and undergraduate courses. He has planned, organized, and led so many study tours for university students from US to various parts of the world. He has been selected by the University of Hawaii at Monaco to participate in the study tour of Malaysia in June 2004. Youngest person to get a PhD in finance from the University of Cincinnati. And I think that looks and you still continue to have. You have had so many years of experience and you have traveled very widely in different parts of the world. His graduate education was fully financed through scholarship and part-time jobs. He obtained university graduate scholarship from the University of Cincinnati. He is member National Honor Society, Financial Management Association International. He has been awarded international award and research grant by the Center for Organizational Research, Northeastern University, Chicago, and Faculty Excellence Award, again from the same university in 1993. Distinguished Service Award, Northeastern University 1995, Excellence Award, Faculty Excellence Award, Northeastern University 1996, again in 1997, 1998, 2005. And this is one thing I think faculty colleagues, you can take a lead from Professor Rao. The evaluations of faculty, they change like weather. Much more than I think the weather conditions that in India you have. And getting consistently rated very high is something which is very difficult to imagine. I think we are so delighted to see you here. And I think some of us will take the lead from Professor Rao. Career history is very, very interesting. He is coordinator graduate programs in business, Northwestern University, Chicago. Responsible for managing all aspects of two graduate programs, MBA, Master of Business Administration, and MSA, Master of Science in Accounting. Presently, Professor of Finance and Director, Postgraduate Program, Great Lakes Institute of Management. He has also got a ISB and is reckoned as one of the best professors in the area of accounting and finance by ISB 2. Visiting Professor of Finance, SP Jain Center for Management, Dubai and Singapore. Adjunct Professor of Finance, Great Lakes Institute of Management, Chennai, India. Visiting Professor of Finance, College of Commerce and Economics, Sultan Qaboos University, Muscat. Adjunct Professor of Finance, Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. Of course, I heard so much of that from Professor Amanga. Advisor of the Credit Rating and Information Services of India Limited, ICRA. Adjunct Professor of Finance, Dominican University, River Forest, Illinois. Tenured Associate Professor of Finance, North Illinois University, Assistant Professor of Finance, Northeastern Illinois University, MBA Coordinator, again from the same university. Very creative in the field of teaching. pioneered the teaching of both undergraduate and graduate finance classes in business in the distance learning format at NEU. I was just talking about that, whether we can have a distance learning program for public sector executives. We are about 50 lakhs in the country, and if they can also have access to education, that is to distance mode, I think they can become more responsible, more productive, and they can understand the needs of their seniors. Stimulated discussion on ethical issues, utilizing videotapes and hypothetical examples faced by young people in the field of finance and the different approaches to deal with them. He has also developed a number of courses, especially courses on budgeting, personal financial planning, financial management, investment strategies, corporate financial strategy, and mergers and acquisitions. Taught a number of courses, responsible financial management, security analysis, problems in business finance, personal finance, short-term financial management, intermediate financial management, real estate finance, business opportunity in India. I think that is a very important question. Are we teaching finance the right way in India? We have been teaching this for the last 30-40 years, but we have been teaching in the wrong way. Because we think that finance is not short-term and long-term. No more it is a short-term and long-term. Because we are very adept in, innovative things like that. But that's more, I think, problem-centered thing. These days we talk of, let us say, entrepreneurial finance. If I am an entrepreneur, I am not concerned with long-term, short-term, and that I am concerned with the finance that I can raise to set up a business. So I should be done in a different way, right from working capital and IPO, and how can I enter? What are the new financing instruments? So it should not be taught that way, that we have been very serious thinking, and I think that one very important problem is behavioral finance. It's no more now today, this and that, but we are addressing, I think, our problems to different groups of society and people. So if an IPO I am issuing, then if my target group is younger people, I think I have to know their needs. And if, so lots of, I think, behavioral things are changing. There is a good marriage between, I think, behavioral sciences and finance. And the whole of the finance teaching, I think, is undergoing a great change. I request you to find some time, and also Murthy can help me that. We have surveyed the syllabuses of financial management in about 300 institutes in India, and Kellogg, Harvard, MIT. And we have seen what is the denominator and what is the numerator there, and where do our courses, I think, come there. And can we, I think, improve on that. I request for some, if possible, I think we can have a copy of that, or we can put a copy over here, so we can just click through. Issues on corporate finance, financial management, investment strategy, Program and Assessment Committee, Member Search and Screen Committee, Member Graduate Merit Tuition Waiver Committee, Member Organizing Committee for Interfaith Dialogue at the Northeastern University, Member Organizing Committee for Asian American Heritage, and Member International Program Advisory Committee. I am reading this because we should also know, as we go along our career, as we move, how should we then blossom. Member Manager in International Studies Committee, Chair Faculty Competition Committee, Member Graduate College Advisory Committee, Member Intellectual Contributions Committee, Member Faculty Council on Development and Public Affairs, Member Advisory Committee on Academic Development. So academics have not to restrain themselves only to academic programs of academic institutions. They have to also know that the society is beyond that too, and that comes out very clearly from citizenship. United States of America, overseas citizen of India, and when it comes to publications, I think he has created a sort of nuclear blast. I don't think there is any journal, good journal in the world where he has not published, and that way I think he is our motivator. He has published in Applied Financial Economics Journal, he has published in Global Journal of Finance, he has published in Indian Journal of Economics and Business, Alliance Journal of Business, Global Business and Finance Review, Journal of Business and Public Affairs, Journal of Business and Public Affairs again, and Journal of Financial and Strategic Decisions, Business and Public Affairs. I don't think that there are many journals where these writings have not been published, and he still finds time to go through the books, and there are so many books that Professor Rao has penned. And he has also made a number of referee presentations, and the last one, I think, the first one is very, very interesting, that is Islamic gold. Now, a new branch of finance is emerging, that is known as Islamic finance. I hope I can just come to your notice, and especially since our program is for National Institute of Financial Management, and we are dealing with national finances. You find that at least in Arab countries now, a new kind of finance is coming, and Professor Rao talked of Hukuk, he talked of Sukuk, so not Hukuk, Islamic bond, and several new branches, I think, he has done applied research from 1999 to 2002, focused on customized applied research projects, including global industry analysis of sectors such as steel, refinancing, telecommunications, very important. Now we are going to sectors, not only long term or short term, we are going beyond that. Retailing, entertainment, automotive, cement, pharma, biotechnology, and I hope I think you go through the paper, and that's a new trend in the US, that we talk of sectoral finance. And sectoral finances, we have to make a lot of, I think, modifications. Modify our approach of studying and applying the financial techniques when we talk of sectors, when we talk of governments, when we talk of different at level of administration. You see central finance is different from state, and many state is different from local is different from personal. So, and there are so many things invited to give a guest lecture, but he has been invited by several institutions. And that apart, I will tell you, I think IP, if I'm right, is very close to his heart. He is an extremely busy person, and he has been promoting management in India through his own personal endeavors, helping number of institutions like IP, and he is focusing now on Great Lakes Institute, which is at Chennai, which was set up by Balachandran, who is considered to be the best professor in finance all over the world. He is from India, he was first time in Bangalore, he has been to this institute, and I have been to Great Lakes, and I think with through Professor Rao, it should be possible for IP to make use of his good office and come closer to the Great Lakes Institute and do, I think, synergy so that we can understand our job better. And we can 1993 when he was finance minister, I was also around that time, ready. And Mr. Dr. Manmohan Singh then thought that let's professionalize the finance cadre of the government. So he set it up to help the finance departments, finance ministries, and the local body. And this is the topmost institute in the country, and we have participants from that institute who are very senior government officials, putting about 15-20 years of service, holding very, very senior positions here. And when they go back, I'm sure that our country will be much better in terms of financial economy. A very small thing, and then it spreads. But then 15 or 20 participants is not a small number. Somebody told me 30 years back, I asked that this university is very bad. And I told, why did you come here by something? He told me, that's not a problem. If you can give me that, that will help you.
History of IT, having Professor Narendar Rao upstairs, a renowned professor of finance, and travelled widely. And thank you very much, sir, for coming to IP as a token of national interest.
And students here. Now, when he suggested that I give a talk here, I asked him what he would like me to talk on. Then he said, you decide whatever you feel is best. Now, I've chosen a topic that is dear to me, and it's been in the news a lot recently. Of course, this may not be directly connected with your day-to-day work, but I felt that perhaps we can have an exchange of views on creating value through mergers and acquisitions. Now, one thing at the outset I'd like to mention to you is this is not going to be a formal lecture. It is just going to be an exchange of views. We are going to have an interaction. Hopefully we'll be able to establish a dialogue in the next few hours, next couple of hours. And so, because if it ends up being a monologue, it's not going to be of any help to you. So let's embark on this journey together over the next 3 hours. But before we get started, I would like to sort of set the stage by giving you a quote, a sort of an inspirational quote. And this one says, what's exciting about life is that every morning offers a brand new day with unlimited possibilities. Yesterday's mistakes and regrets belong to yesterday. Today is a brand new day, a chance to go for it, to do or become anything you want. So jump into life with both feet, head held high, expecting the best, and you may be surprised that how often that's exactly what you'll get. Alright, so let's get started. These are not shareholders because there are several stakeholders in any business. So unless the needs of all the stakeholders are satisfied, we will not be able to create value for the shareholders, for the owners of the business. Now we all know also that corporate growth is an essential prerequisite if you really want to create value. Now, there are two ways of achieving this growth, either organically or through acquisitions. Now, given the highly competitive pace of business today, organic growth is way too slow in most industries. So, an acquisition-driven growth strategy is the preferred growth option for most companies today. And that is the reason you pick up any newspaper today, Economic Times, Business Standard, any paper, you'll always get to know of at least one major deal that has happened during the past 24 hours. So if you really want to create value, an acquisition-driven growth strategy, as I said, becomes an essential tool for the creation of value. Incidentally, if you'd like these slides to be emailed to all of you, I'd be happy to share them with you. Okay? All right. Okay, this is a question for all of you. What are the reasons why companies pursue mergers and acquisitions? Would any of you like to tell us what are the reasons why companies pursue? Any reasons? I mean, you've been reading about all these major deals that have happened in the last couple of years. So, what is the motivation behind these deals? What is the driving force that has made these deals possible?
Value creation.
Value creation, okay.
Synergy.
Synergy, okay. And we'll get to synergy in a few minutes. I'm sorry? Okay. Diversification of the business. Now, regarding diversification, there appears to be a controversy. The controversy is, should companies diversify, or should the task of diversification be left to the investors? Because if your objective is to reduce the risk for the shareholders, that is, if you want to reduce the volatility of your cash flows by diversification, the question is, shouldn't the task be left to investors, because it's much easier for somebody to have a portfolio of shares from different companies and thereby reduce risk rather than having the company reduce. I mean, company try to reduce risk through this. So that's a controversial area, but that is certainly. So there are other reasons as well, and some of the reasons are tax benefits
To become more powerful. Consolidation of it.
powerful in terms of any market share. Okay, in terms, and also it might be to acquire certain critical competencies. So if you have to develop those competencies internally, it might take you a much longer time than to, especially in the technology space. We find a lot of mergers and acquisitions taking place, primarily because the pace of business is so rapid that it is just not possible for the